What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mo. I want to say welcome back to Mo Better Kicks. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to discuss what I consider are my top 5 grown man sneakers. Let's get into it. So before we kick things off, let me give you the little backstory, okay? So last week, I go through these phases, right? As a creator, I like to call them creator block. Okay, so I hit my creator's block last week. So I hopped on YouTube and just searched video ideas for sneakerheads. And actually a lot of stuff came up. I actually made a pretty big list of ideas of videos to make. But this one that's really stuck out to me, something that caught me off guard, was 5 grown man sneakers. And I've never heard that phrase before, that concept. So I watched it to see what this guy was talking about, and it blew my mind. Like it was a dope concept to me, you know, what he was defining as a grown man sneaker. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. Let me pick my own 5, which is a lot harder than you think. So let me give you my definition of a grown man sneaker before we get into the shoes. What I would consider a grown man sneaker would be a shoe that at any age, any stage of life, you can rock and not feel clownish, for lack of a better word. I don't want to disparage anybody or anybody's taste, but you get a lot of, and again, I don't want to disparage anybody's taste, but you get some, like the purple fours that are getting ready to come out. Those are a little eccentric, you know what I mean? Those are not some that I would consider grown man sneakers. They're women release anyways, but you get what I'm saying. It's just something that neutral, you could wear to work, business, social, whatever. They cover all bases. Those are what I would consider grown man sneakers. So with that being said, let me hit you off with my the first pair. Coming in number 1 is actually a twofer. Okay, it's a twofer, meaning the first pair that I am high on. I know a lot of people, they weren't excited about this shoe. They don't like this shoe, which is fine, but I have an alternate just in case that I know everybody will love. Alright, so coming in at number 1, we got the Jordan 3 Muslin. And again, for those of you who aren't rocking with the Muslin, I understand, I get it, I hear what people be saying. My alternate for you is the Alma Manir 3s. Now, I've heard the comparisons between the two, and I can see comparison between the two. You tweak a couple colors, like the white on the Alma Manirs to a cream or something, and you know what I mean, back and forth, vice versa. I can see big similarities, but I'm not here to compare or sway anybody's mind on one or the other, equaling or comparing one or the other. I'm just saying, grown man sneakers, this is definitely it for me. I love the Muslins. I've never worn a canvas style sneaker yet. I got the Muslins, hit them on the drop, but traded them on trade block and got my grail. So I'm gonna get the Muslins again. I really like the Muslins. I did a little review on them. I love the Muslins. So for me, that's a grown man sneaker. But on the other side, I understand people aren't rocking with it, but I know people are loving that Alma Manir 3, which still fits the same criteria. Neutral colorway, stylish, classic sneaker in my opinion. So that's my number 1 for you. Coming in at number 2, we're gonna stick with Jordan 3s. We're gonna go Fragment. Now, in my opinion, the same reason I love the Alma Manirs and the Muslins is exactly why I'm going to give you the Fragment 3s. This sneaker is next to, I don't want to say perfect. I'm not going to say that. I say that a lot, and I'm going to make an attempt not to use perfect in my videos anymore. I'm gonna make a list because there's a lot of them I use. But the Fragment 3s, excuse me, it's just such a clean, stylish, every stage of the life kind of sneaker, which is my criteria. But it's not boring, you know. That's the thing with a lot of white sneakers, outside of Air Forces, even some Air Forces, honestly. But you get all plain, all white sneakers, and it's boring to look at. But the Fragments, there's just enough. Like the black stripe, I guess we'll call it black stripe around the midsole, the back of the sneaker, like it's enough to make this shoe just pop. You know, it's not just plain and boring. It looks good, and it'll look good on feet no matter what age you are, what stage of life you are. Your great granddaddy could be rocking these and look so good, and you know he'll love them too because they're comfortable, first of all, and they just, you can't go wrong with some Fragment 3s. So that's why these came in at number 2 on my list. Coming in at number 3, we're going Jordan 11 Concords. Now, these to me are, and I've seen a lot of reviews on these. Let me state this: I've never owned, outside of the Muslins, I've never owned or had any of the shoes on this list in hand. But every sneaker that I mention in my videos are sneakers that I'm actively pursuing. So I will one day get these bad boys in hand. Okay, so number 3, the Concord 11s. I've seen a lot of reviews on these, a lot of videos, photos. These boys are too fire, because you get the OG nostalgic early Jordan release feel from the from the 80s. These are still so stylish now. When I get married, when we actually have our big day, my groomsmen will be wearing Concord 11s. Don't know what I'll be wearing, but that's what I want. And it just looks so. And shout out to, was it DJ? Did DJ, his boys wear Concords? I'm not sure, but shout out to DJ from the DNA show. His groomsmen, I can't remember, I want to say they might have wore the Concord 11s, but they look good. It was a beautiful setting, pictures. I've seen him on IG. He actually posted videos on YouTube and all that. But it was amazing, and I mean that's not just my only motivation for saying what I'm saying, but it just looks so good. And there's other examples of this. It's not just DJ, but he's the one that most recently popped in mind. So, but Concord 11s, man, you get everything you want, every checkbox you want in some Jordans. Grown man sneakers, they mark them all, they hit them all. So Concord 11s at number 3. Coming in at number 4 is probably one of my favorite sneakers that I've ever owned. Can y'all hear my cat? Alright, coming in at number 4 is probably my favorite sneaker that I've ever owned. Outside of, you know what, honestly, because I've stated how the homage to homes are my grail, this sneaker is still my favorite over those, and I love those. But this was my first real personal Jordan I've ever owned, and when I was able to get it back, because the first time I had it was too small, was able to get it back recently in my size. I do own these right now currently, and they are easily my favorite, my most comfortable, most amazing, stylish looking, my favorite sneaker that I own. So this checks, again, every box you want as a sneakerhead, or as, not even as a sneakerhead, just as a man, as a human being. You can't go wrong with these. Alright, so I'm talking about the Oreo Fours. To me, and again, I'm not gonna say perfect, but the P word, fully exemplifies what these shoes mean to me. They are the P word. Based on comfort, look, it's everything. These are the ideal grown man sneakers, in my opinion. Others might disagree, but if you've ever owned or pair of Oreo Fours, I'm sure if any of my sneakerhead friends did a video on grown man sneakers and they've had Oreo Fours or have Oreo Fours, they'll agree. Their Oreo Fours will be on that list. That's just, and I don't want to. This isn't going to be a breakdown review type video. I don't want to do that. But just the details, the speckle paint on the midsole, it exemplifies what I think of when I hear grown man sneaker. So that's why this is on my list at number 4. Lastly on the list, this sneaker is okay. This sneaker, everything that I've stated previously about the last 4 pairs, this is a little different. This is a little more flashy, if you will. This is a little more flashy. This pops a lot more. These equally as stylish, clean, comfortable, all that. But these stand out, you know, and it'll be easy. Let me just tell you what we're talking about. I'm talking about the Jordan 6 Travis Scott British Khakis. Now, I again never owned the British Khakis. I will soon. The prices are right now, and I don't know if the prices are the way they are because of recent events or if people just really, because it was never really crazy high, to be honest. Not like you would think it would be. The most I've seen them was mid 400s, pushing 5. I don't think I've ever seen them over 5 since I've been paying attention to them. But to me, these, they're so out there, but still reserved. Like this khaki, I don't know if what the material is, but this khaki colorway, the pouches add a little bit of extra flair, which don't bother me as they would on like the Stash that just dropped. These they're neutral. They're not too much, but they're enough. You know, the hints of gold, or not gold, the orange jump band, the orange logo over the sneaker, the glowing outsole. It's enough to make it stand out in a grand fashion, but not enough to overload the senses, if that makes sense. Like, as a grown man, you can still rock these and be perfectly fine. They're not too, and again, I hate using this phrase, but I have to, clownish. Like, you don't feel like you're wearing clown shoes, you know what I mean? Something that's so out there, you know? But these, like, and it's probably a horrible comparison, but the black, or the gray Cos Fours, that's a little much, you know? They're fire, don't get me wrong on that, but would I put them in my list of grown man sneakers? Probably not. I don't think they match up well as like the British Khakis, but that's just my opinion. To each his own, you know what I mean? But that's all we got for today, man. If you like this content, please drop a like, subscribe to this channel, hit me in the comments for sure. Let me know what you think about my list, what you would sub in, and what would you take out. Again, I know people have feelings on the Travis Scott's, the British Khakis, and also the Muslins. But and then maybe people disagree. The Alma Mainers might not be in their category for grown man sneakers, or the white Oreos, or Oreo Fours. Who knows? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate all the love and support. We're growing, on our way to our first 100 subscribers. We're pushing 80 now. I think we're at 78, 79. But I thank you guys so much for all the support. Let's keep growing. Until next video. Peace.